Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you one trick that I use on all of my portraits to make the subject pop. Let's get into it. What's going on, guys? Josh Russell here. I'm back and I want to show you the one trick that I use to really pop my subject out of the background in my vibrant portraits. I've been doing this trick for a long time now and it came up in my Photog Nation. How do I do it? How do I make my photos pop when others can't do it? I'm going to show you the trick right now. This is a free exclusive for you on YouTube. If you find this information helpful, please consider hitting the subscribe button, the thumbs up, and all of that good stuff. And if you want to go deeper into your knowledge of photography editing, and learn the photography business, check out the Photog Nation. The link is down below. It's a private academy where I teach you pretty much everything that I know over the last decade of doing photography and running a photography business to help you grow to a six-figure business just like mine. So let's get into it. Let's switch over and I'm going to show you this real simple and easy way to do it. Okay, so here we are in Lightroom and this is very easy to do, simple trick, and I'm going to show you on two different photos how I do it. Like I said, very easy. So what I'm going to do, first I need to fix this white balance here a little bit because it's slightly off from the photo. So what I want to do is I want to show you how I make my subject pop off the screen. And yes, it does have to do with lighting, so you do have to get the lighting correct when you're shooting, but you can do this pretty much with any portrait photo, any wedding photo that you want a subject to pop out just slightly. Now, you don't want them like full on, like jumping off the screen, but just a little subtle, making them stand out a little bit. So what I'm gonna do, first step I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn the vibrance up in this photo because I want it to be a nice vibrant photo. Another thing I'm going to go down, and this is a personal preference, is I go down here into the HSL, and I should have mentioned this is Lightroom Classic, newest update, not a beta, just the normal version of Lightroom Classic. If you're not using Lightroom Classic, I highly suggest you get on it and stop using Lightroom, just regular Lightroom or Lightroom Mobile. Get with Classic. It allows a lot deeper editing and a lot more control when you are editing. So jump over to Lightroom Classic. It's part of your Photoshop, Adobe Creative Photography bundle thingy. I pay for the full Adobe Cloud, so I have it, but if you either pay for that or you pay for the photography based one, it's available. So anyway, back to this. The first thing that I do is I always turn my greens up because I want those greens to like really pop out in this photo. Now that is just personal preference. I just like my greens to be really green. It's kind of my style, and especially when I do what I'm going to do, then it keeps that green pop. But here's the trick. It's really easy. It's two steps. I do this at the end of every portrait that I do. First one I do is I go up in here and hit this mask button, hit the background. So now what it's doing is it's only selecting the background. It's not selecting Raina, my subject, my model. And I'm just going to start turning this down just a little bit. And just like that, you can see that she's already starting to pop out of this photo. The other thing that I want to do, and this is once again personal preference, is I like to turn my saturation up. Now remember, you're only working with the background. You're not working with your subject because you've masked out just the background, and that's what you're working with. And then the other thing that I'm going to do is I want to color match this photo a little bit to like the pink in her shirt. So I'm going to take the hue and I'm going to start bumping it. Now I could go all over the place with this if I wanted, but I'm just going to kind of try to match up just a little. And there you go. Let's go back just a little. Right about there, looks good. So that is the first step. Let's show you the next step. And this is the final step that I do. And that is hit another mask, radial gradient, and I'm going to just select her face. So basically I'm going to draw a circle kind of like that, a little bigger than the actual image itself. But before I do anything here, I'm going to actually hit invert. Now you can see that everything except for her face is selected. And what I want to do is I want to make that a little bit bigger. So now you can see that her face and a little bit of this area right here is what is not being masked. So now I'm going to just drop this a little bit more. And what you're doing now is you're working with kind of a false light. And here is your before, and I'm just going to take it down to right about there, and I'm going to bump that saturation again. And it's that easy. It's 2 steps, 2 little quick little masks, and you have yourself a much brighter image from here to here. I didn't do any other editing, no skin cleanup, nothing like that. Just literally messing with the background. Let me show you on one more photo, and then I'm gonna send you on your way to do it yourself. I wanna show you a wedding style photo. All right, so we got another one here. This is an awesome photo that I took at Shutterfest in one of my classes. This is Bailey. She's an amazing model, and I loved working with her. This is one of the photos that I captured on the stairs next to the building, that the Union Station. And now, I did remove some stuff and extend the background and everything on this photo prior to making this video. But what I want to show you is the same thing, how to make her pop off this background of nothingness. There was like some trees and a garbage can and stuff, so I removed all of that. And I just want to show you that this process works this way too. You can do it whether they're in the field, whether they're on the streets, whether they're on the stairs, whether they're in an old Gothic cathedral, anything like that, you can do this with. And I want to show you how these 2 steps, the 2 tricks, technically 3, will allow you to do that. I'm gonna fix my white balance here just a little. There we go. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the vibrance up on the photo, get me a little bit of color in there, and as you can see, it's really bringing in the color in Bailey's skin there. So now, next step, just like always, hit the mask button, hit the background, and let's bring that exposure down. Now with this one, I want to go a little deeper, and I want to actually bring this blue up a lot more. And that might have been a little bit too much. Right about there. Now I'm going to go down and I'm going to turn the clarity up because I want to give this that grungy, gothic-y, grimy feel to it. And with all this brick and the marble and all that, I feel like this is a good photo to do it with. So I'm going to bring that texture up, or clarity. I'm not bringing the clarity all the way. That's a little bit too much. I'm just going to give it a little bit of grit. And let's see if we need to bring texture. We can probably bring texture up just a little. How about dehaze? There we go. Dehaze is getting where I want it. So this is where we're at now. Now you could use the tone curve and kind of play with it that way if you wanted to. I don't want to get into that video. If you want to see a video like that, you need to join the Photog Nation, my online learning school. Link is in the description down below, photognation.org. There I'll go into deeper dive on editing like this. So we're at this point. We're just going to add our next step, which is the radial gradient. We're going to drag it out so it's around her face. Then we're going to go up and we're going to invert it so it's on her face. We will make it a little bit bigger here, longer, and then we're going to drop that exposure down just a little bit. And there you go. Now from this, I would probably want to kind of fix the white balance is still slightly off, so let's go and bring it a little bit more towards center there. And if you wanted to kind of touch the whole photo up, you could bring the whole photo in like this. Bring the highlights down. Her dress was a little on the white side. But that's your finished photo right there. I mean, 2 steps and you have a fully edited. Now, if you were doing skin cleanup and all that. So just like that, now your subject is popping off the background and you're not really messing with them that much, especially if you have them properly lit. Then you can just worry about messing around with everything else. Taking it from this photo, which is a good photo, but it's kind of blah, to something like this. That's how I get my Josh Russell style. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helps you out. If it did, once again, please consider subscribing, hitting the bell, leaving me a comment, all that good YouTube-y stuff that allows other people to see this video. I'm going to get out of here. Got some more videos to make, and I got some content to make for the Photog Nation. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.